Good afternoon and welcome to this little tutorial where we'll be showing you just how easy it can be to document the daily life and the extraordinary events in your community or on your apostolate. We're going to begin now by having a look at the equipment we're going to be using. We're going to start then talking about the first piece of equipment, which is the camera. Now there are lots of cameras out there, starting, as you can see, from the ridiculous going all the way up to the quite sublime. We're going to go and avoid both. When you're shooting, it's always good to go standard definition, but if you do want to go for high definition, look for the HDV logo on the camera. Now the tapes we use to shoot are mini DV. Please avoid flash cards, memory cards and DVD as recording media, as it's, the compression is very high in these. Look for the mini DV or DV tapes. They're small and they're relatively cheap. Now let's look at some of the important elements that our camera should have. There are two main features. The first is line-in audio. This will allow us to use our dedicated mic, as we'll see. Not all cameras have this feature, so be careful because some just have a mic in, which isn't really what we want. Then there's the other important feature that our camera should have, and that is the manual controls. We should look for two manual controls. Manual focus and manual iris or aperture controls. So here then are, in 4 lines, the characteristics of our camera. It should shoot standard definition on mini DV tapes with an audio line in, and it should have manual focus and aperture controls. Expect to pay about between 500 and 1,200 euros for such a camera, and a good place to get ideas and to do research is B&H. And now on to a very important piece of equipment, the tripod. It's one of those elements that distinguishes the good photographer from the cheap photographer. A steady shot is essential. But because we are using new cameras, light cameras, we don't have to go for those big, old, burdensome, heavy tripods. A simple tripod will do, as long as we get a steady shot. Expect to pay about 50 euro or 50 euros for such a piece of equipment. Another little piece of interesting equipment is what we call the monopod. This is used instead of a tripod, and as you can see, we can make it nice and long. This is a good substitute for a tripod, and it has lots of advantages. Number one, it gives you a steady shot when you're not able to hold the little camera particularly steady. Another advantage is that it can give you great height. Another advantage is that you can use it in places where you would like to use a tripod, but because of a lack of space, you can't use a tripod, like here. And another advantage it has is that it gives a little bit of weight under the camera so that moving shots can be a little more steady. It's not a steady cam by any means, but it does help to make those shots a little steadier. Video is 50% audio, so now we're going to talk about the microphones. We use two types of microphones. One, the dedicated microphone, which we use to record the main speaker. There are various types. The simplest one is the wireless lavalier or lapel mic. And then we have the camera mic, which we use to record general audio, and it also serves as a backup for the dedicated mic. Nowadays in digital video, we don't need all those big lights that we used to have before. But wherever you're shooting, make sure that all the lights are on. That way you get the best shots possible. In our next clip, we'll be talking about how and when to use this equipment, and we'll have a special section on how to set up microphones. If you need to contact us before then, this is our address, arc@arcol.org, so don't hesitate to contact us. Until then though, thanks and goodbye.